I'm going to show you how to install GitHubSlackBot that I've designed. So I'm going to use bot Cloudant. It's a Cloudant service that I've already created. Let's see if I say launch. So I have the PRS database created, which doesn't have any documents as such. Let's go back to the bot Cloudant, and here are the service credentials. These credentials are needed for creating the package binding. So you can copy it from here and create a JSON file. So I already have JSON file created from the service credentials. And for creating the binding, I also need the database name. So I've added that here. Now let's go to our instructions and let's create the Cloudant package binding. Track PRS and Cloudant. Just copy this command. Okay, we have the package binding created. Let's see if it's working fine or not. So here I'll run it and it returns success, and since there are no documents, it just returns an empty array. Next is we are going to create an action to track the pull request. This action basically gets all the details from the GitHub pull request and stores it in our Cloudant database. So here is the now I created the request, the action. Sorry. Now going on to the next step to create the trigger. For creating the GitHub webhook trigger using the Whisk CLI, I need the access token, which I have already created for my GitHub repository, and I need username and repository name to create the binding. I already have the JSON file, so let's just go ahead and create the GitHub package binding. Now with this package binding, I can create a trigger. I just basically invoke a webhook feed, webhook action on this package, and it can create a trigger for me. And I want to mention that create a trigger just for the pull requests. So here are the now you can verify whether the webhook trigger was created by running this command. Now you see many, which is good, but okay, you'll see only one if you're just following through instructions for the first time. I've done this many times, and that's why I'm seeing so many bangs. Alright, so let's go and check in our repository where do we have the webhook created or no. It is created, but it is inactive. It's still inactive. Let's just go ahead and edit it. Ideally you shouldn't have to do this, but since we want to just show you, let's just do it. So I am going to update the webhook. So now if I list it, okay, it's active. Let's go back to our instructions. So I have the action, I have the trigger. Now let's create a rule for the action and then the trigger. Okay, so here's the rule. So now let's say at this point, let's go to the repository. Let's go to the pull request and let's say I am done with this pull request and it's ready to merge. So let's label it with as ready. And now you should ideally see a new entry in our PRS database. Yes, so so we found it. Okay, so we have it here. So if I click on this, it has all the it has pretty much the pull request payload that it got from the webhook trigger. Alright, going back to our instructions, now we need to create a few more actions to find the delayed pull request and post the list of pull requests to Slack. So for creating this action, I need these parameters, which I have already created JSON file with, and here are the, let's just run this and see. Okay, so it created an action. Now just to verify that it's running, so it returned success true and then no PRs. Yay. Now the next step is I want to configure my Slack so that I can add an incoming webhook, which I have already followed the instructions here and I have all the details. So let's create a Slack package binding using those configuration settings, and here I am creating the package binding. I have the Slack package. Now just to verify that my package binding is working great, I'll just say okay, send the hello world, and here I am. Yes, it just sent 11:01 p.m. Yes. Now going back to the instructions. Now let's create this action post to Slack, which pretty much just composes the message and send it to Slack. Okay, I have this. Now let's create an action sequence. So first first is the find delayed pull request and then post to Slack. I just want to create an action sequence out of these two actions. Now what I'm going to do is create an alarm trigger for every 12 hours. Alright, so now create a rule so that we have the action sequence and the trigger. Okay, so I have this rule. Now I don't have any messages, any pull requests updates here, because it's going to now trigger the alarm trigger will basically invoke the action sequence every 12 hours.